to go to those universities. It tells us where we are at as community, where we are at as organizers. And I'm saying this organization got a history, and it needs to be respected. Just the fact that the NAACP is saying that historical black college should get the money, they should have got it just off of that.
All right.
Just off of that. So I'm saying to you, I hope that you will pursue this as advocacy organization, as faith-based community. We will endorse it, we will sign it. If you need African-American churches to support this, our Christian minister, we have 17 African-American churches as part of our organization. We would get churches and community or nonprofit organizations to sign letters of endorsement for you if you need that, because we're just saying that historical black college need to be doing the research around this. And there is a lot of research that needs to be done around this. I mean, serious research around this issue. Because again, what we have been saying when we go to Washington, what we're concerned about is this. They're showing you pictures of the water being all serene and looking nice, like everything is okay. See, we knew that once CNN leave, we was going to be in trouble. As long as CNN was down, then stuff was on the front of the news. We know once the news media leave, then we're in trouble. So this way you can come in. Hurricane Katrina, when you looked at Hurricane Katrina, one of the pictures the world saw was people walking in water with stuff on the top of the head. Y'all remember that? But what all of us forgotten or wasn't conscious of, that the water that people were walking in was toxic, they had dead bodies, they had backed up sewage. And when we looked at the death notice of our newspaper before Katrina, it was like 1 page. Look at it now, almost 3 pages. We're saying that there was an epidemic that took place and we weren't counting because all the people that was in the water, because the state of Louisiana, nobody was doing the kind of statistical work, keeping up why people are dying now.
That's right, that's true.
Not making a correlation between. We're saying that it's because those folks walked in toxic water and nobody does. We're saying the same thing would happen with the BP spill. If we don't do the proper research and get people really get in there to talk about what's happening with the toxins that's in the bottom of the water, another thing happens, we would have an epidemic. That's what we're afraid in our community. That 2 years from now, things are going to be happening that we can't even explain. So we're saying that's why it's necessary right now that proper research needs to be done so to make sure that doesn't happen again. We cannot settle for just the president going out in the water. And I'm a supporter of the president. Let me make that very clear. A real supporter, I will continue to support. But we cannot be fooled by him in the water, Mississippi, Alabama with his daughter, and making sure that everything is all right. That's for BP. BP is spending $93 million on advertising and telling us everything's all right. We're saying is that we are in trouble. So that's why we need your help to circumvent the $93 billion that is spending. We need your help to do the proper research, not for advertising, but to save our lives and save our children's lives. So that's what's really important to us. So again, and I'm very passionate because I want you to feel the passion of people that I have to deal with every day and who have to go through, because this is serious business.
Tell them where Plaquemine Parish is.
Plaquemine Parish is the very southeast end of Louisiana. It is where, if you ever look at a Buda, Louisiana, you see that little part that extends from the bottom of the boat? That entire part is Plaquemine Parish. Is where the Mississippi River runs to the Gulf of Mexico. As local people, we call it the Big Toe. And so we as far as you can go in Louisiana. It's 80 miles of land on the west bank and 40 miles of land on the east bank of the river. It is where Hurricane Katrina came on land and destroyed over 12 of our community, totally devastated our community. Again, we really think it's very important that your convening here is at a very historical time, a crucial time in the history of our community. Because if ever there's a time that we need historical black colleges, is now. Because when we look at the relationship of historical black college and the struggle for our community, we always worked hand in hand. And we're saying that right now, with this BP disaster, we really need you bad. We really need you. And I plead that anything that we can do to be supportive of that, whether it's testifying, whether it's writing letters of recommendation, you know, we will do that. Because, again, because of the future of our unborn children, we need research dollars to go to historical black. And then as we tell the government, we need real dollars. We need real dollars, not just no, as a friend of mine saying, we're talking about big bucks and no wings. Because what normally they do, they give us a little drop in the bucket, a few dollars, it sounds good, and when you look at the other school, they might be giving them $5 billion and they want to give you $100,000. No, we're saying that there must be some equal distribution of the wealth. Because the work, because we look at Grand Isle, Louisiana, and look at Plaquemine Parish, look at the work that BP is doing in Grand Isle, look at the work they're doing in Plaquemine Parish where we live at. That's happening right now. That's happening today in terms of the money that they invested there. All the time that we went to Washington, D.C., and I mean, we've been all over. I was at the Pentagon just last week, meeting around coastal restoration. Again, but that's coming out of our own pocket. That's our own pocket. Again, it's because of our relationship with Dillard University and Dr. Wright organization that we have been able to really tell our story in a real way. Because, you know, we just out there doing what we do. But they say, no, that's a better way to do that. Some language that you need to know, you know, if you're going to deal with OSHA. You know, and so after coming to a workshop here, we learned some stuff that we didn't even know about OSHA. Because we were going with BP saying, BP said 40-hour class to us was 2 days. We got together and say, oh no, that's not no 40 hours. If you went to 2-day training, you weren't trained adequate. Am I right about that? And as a result of that, we was able to put pressure on BP, just saying, no, the training you've been giving our people ain't right. And so again, that's why we need you. So again, whatever we can do to be a part of this, we appreciate it. Again, Dr. Wright, you know, thanks for inviting us. Now, Dr. Wright is a person you're glad you know, and sometimes you're not glad you know. Because I got this call yesterday evening about 5 o'clock to come here this morning, but because of our love and because of why you're here, we thought it's very important that we make our presence. So again, thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and we're going to be very prayerful, you know, that the Historical Black College get the money that they need, and that will help with some of the fundraising right now, because BP got a deep pocket. Trust me on that. Regardless of what they're saying, they got a deep pocket. And that would help Historical Black Colleges tremendously if you can get some of the BP money. So again, thank you, Dr. Wright, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you.